I started the recording.
Okay.
Can you see it inside? Yeah.
It is on.
Where's Wainina? She's joining.
Are there any other people who join?
Yeah, I have 16 people waiting on the waiting room. So immediately when we start, I'll just accept all of them. I just need to make sure that Wainina is also tuned in. It just wrote she's joining, so I'm waiting for her.
And the participant from Turkey?
Yeah.
Will he join?
Who?
Mohammed.
Where's Mohammed Halim?
Mohammed Khan Bulut from Turkey.
No, Mohammed, no. The other Mohammed is here.
The other Mohammed from Ghana.
Yeah, but I'm not finding him on the list.
He's online now. He's
online.
Saying, I'm here.
Okay, let me check him again.
Hey team, can you write 2 messages to 2 chats that we're about to start? Someone is watching cartoons for kids.
Who's this?
Cartoon.
I can't find him on the list. And we have 26 people waiting already. Mohammed is not here.
Nice.
Nina is still joining.
Oh,
Okay, I found him. It's coming through. Let's see, where is he?
Yes, he can.
He's in, yeah, he's in, great. We are on 34 people at the moment. We have to start. Welcome.
Yeah.
We're missing only Wainina.
And Shoni, I see for Denise, it's like she is muted or can't she watch?
Please unmute. Dennis, please unmute for me. Okay.
Okay, let's start. Good luck.
Thank you, Albina.
Thank you so much. Okay, unmute. Okay. And then Mohammed, unmute as well. Okay. Guys, please just make it a point that your background has to Wainina is yes.
All speakers are here?
Except Wainina. She's the only one that I keep missing. I admit her in, but she's not coming through.
I think maybe we can start, and if she will be, she just will start speaking the first.
Okay. Then everyone else will come through. You ready?
Yes, let's add people.
you so much for joining us from wherever you are across the world. We truly do thank you for actually coming through to join us today. And we wish you the very best under the circumstance. I am Shoni Masutha from South Africa, and I am here today reporting to you from the Russian International Olympic University. I am a brand ambassador for the FISU Volunteer Leaders Academy, and the panel that will be with you today speaking to all of you are different candidates from 8 different countries that will be joining us in the 2020 edition for the FISU Volunteers Academy. So our topic is on the impact of COVID-19 on education and university sports. And we felt that it is important for us as university students, particularly who are participating within university sports, to actually come together and hold this webinar and share ideas and share experiences. So in the panel, I'll introduce them when there's basically Malawi is represented, Kenya, Ecuador, Somalia, Chinese Taipei, Niger, Ghana, and Turkey as part of the panel. So the first question will basically go to Chinese Taipei. This is where Fung Chiu Chang is, where she's doing her master's in journalism. So Fu or Kyra, just take us through the situation in terms of what's currently happening within Chinese Taipei. Is there a lockdown? Are university closed? Are sports activities still continuing?
Oh yeah, I think this is the good time to share. This is a good chance to talk everyone, because in my country, our life is still working and not lockdown, right? So I want to share everyone how Chinese Taipei University Sport Federation prevent this virus and did what mentioned in Taiwan. And because Shoni said the game still holding, right? So when Taiwan Centers for Disease Control declared decrease the numbers of people allowing indoor gathering from 300 to 100. Therefore, CTUSF, Chinese Taipei University Sport Federation, decide to host closed-door tournaments and max use of the internet to bring the event to their audience. And for example, in Taiwan University basketball tournaments, we call UBA, yeah. And at these tournaments, each university team was asked to handpick 50 interests, including all athletes and staff members and spectators. In addition, each person who entered the menu had to record the arrival with a signature, and they need to sanitize their hands and check the body temperature. And all people required to wear the mask, right? Everyone know wear the mask is very important. Yes, the social distance. And moreover, for spectator safety, the spectators have to sit like checkerboard. Everyone know checkerboard, right? Checkerboard. And so they will make sure everyone maintained at least 1.5 meter between each other. Yeah. So even though audience couldn't enter the venue, but they also can see the game on their cell phone or TV, because CTUSF have a YouTube channel. It's called SSU TV. Mm-hmm. So everyone can see the Taiwanese basketball game or another games on SSU TV. Yep. And I want to share my special experience, because I just say our life is still working, right? So I still go to school, and when I go to school, I need to have 3 procedures. First one is teacher will check my body temperature, and I need to show them my student ID card to make sure that I'm the school in that school. I'm the student in that school. Yeah, and the last part is they will put on the tape on my head. Yeah, so that is the, yeah, so that is, thank you for your attention.
The sticker that they put on your hand, that is literally for each and every single student who gets to enter the university. So
Yes.
without the sticker, you are not then allowed to go in.
Yeah.
So let's just move over to Somalia. Ahmed, is the situation similar to Taiwan, to Chinese Taipei, or is it different on your side?
It is different in my side. First of all, thank you, Shoni, for having me here, and also my fellow students all around the world, and the audience who is watching right now or maybe watch later. And thank you. And before I jump into the answer to the question, let me give a brief introduction to what we do. Somalia University Sports Federation is a body mandated to run university sports in the country, and it's the only federation in the country that connects students and both academics. And we organize sport events and university participation. Events, sport volunteers, and the participants are the students, generally same age. There is a difference in Chinese Taipei and Somalia. The virus came to the country in almost when all around the world is after all around the world suffered. We had the virus lately, and almost the cases are not so far, and the country trying to stop the virus and the spread of the virus. And one thing that is very important in this country is people always come together, they greet each other, they hug each other. It's the culture, and we can't stop people coming together. People, there is a lockdown in the country. Yes, the students are in their homes, and there is still people who come together. The government is trying to stop them, and the government didn't able it because of the culture. People think that the virus is not real. And people always come together, they enjoy, they eat together, they always around, and maybe the world would be better.
In this case, you are working within, you are the student director within your National University Sports Federation, correct? Now, what
Yes.
part have you been playing in making it a point that at least that information that communities are refusing against, you are actually pushing that information and taking precautions among the university students? Because one of the major populations or people within the population that I have are our students. How are you playing that role as a National University Sports Federation?
We are trying to safeguard our students and their well-being, and their health is very important. Somali Sport Federation is mandated to run the sport federation and also to give a good and a well-being of the students. As the news surrounding the coronavirus continue to persist, and so the health and well-being is very important. Hence, we are ensuring them to take the government instructions and stay home and observe social distance. We also canceled and scheduled all the sports events, and this time we are working to safeguard student athletes at the same time giving opportunities while they are at homes. We initiate different programs that will introduce to public for the coming days, and we are preparing online sessions to the students to learn more about sport management, and our aim is world is in mood. So let's use the time effectively and study more while we are in homes. We can be more stronger, smarter, and healthier. Then the world will be better again. We will beat COVID-19 one day, and life will be back. So we give advice, we just ask themselves who they are, who they stand for, and they should stay at home. So absolutely all students are, we are connecting them, we are in the same line.
Thank you so much for that. Participants, colleagues just came in. Please note that our chat box is open to all of you. If you have any questions that you'd want us to speak on, or you want the panel, just write it on the chat sessions, and then we'll just read those out to the rest of the panel. Dennis, Ecuador, you are a five-time swimming champion within your country. And part of the responsibilities that you had was that you were supposed to be competing in the national championships that are coming. How has your routine changed currently with COVID around compared to what it was before?
Yeah, hi everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to share my part of my life. Yeah, for example, when I have national championships, in general, I have swimming training in the morning at 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then I go to study at university, and then I return, I go to the gym. So I do exercise around 1.5 hours. Then I return to the swimming pool and I swim around 2 hours more. Then I have a stretching routine, and finally I visit the physical therapy center to get a massage. In my normal life, I have a very strict diet because I need to take care of my weight. But you know, in this moment, it's very difficult to find all the ingredients to prepare the dishes, or I don't know. So I need to eat the things that I have in my home. It's very difficult to continue with the same routine or the same things that I do in my normal life. For example, now in the morning, I do a little exercise for my arms, my abs, and a little for my legs. And in the afternoon, I have only a stretching routine because I have a problem in this time. I have an injury in my right leg. And now I am taking a break from the hard training that I can do, because I think that is the perfect moment to recovery from your injury. I think if you are an athlete and you have an injury or you feel pain, this is the best moment to take a break or to take a moment for you and recovery from all the pain that you have. This is the best moment. For example, when you train and you have a very important events, you can't stop the training. You need to continue, and if you have the pain or whatever the injury, you need to continue and don't stop. So it's very difficult to continue with the training. Yeah, so in this moment is the best time to do a stop and start again. And another thing in which I am working is in motivation. I think that this moment is very difficult to all athletes, and it's very easy to feel sad or feel bad or want to give up, for example. So you need to keep communication with other athletes. For example, like in this manner, because you can share ideas or phrases about not giving up or saying you can do it, don't give up. So I think it's very difficult to all athletes around the world. We are going through the same, so we aren't alone, guys. I think that we are going to live from this situation, and so we need to be very responsible about yourself. You need to continue with your daily routine, with your training. You need to keep your fitness level. So this is very important, to be very responsible about yourself, continue communication with your coach or other athletes. So this is very important too. Yeah, I think that my daily routine has changed a lot, but this is the thing that we can do. You can use the things that you have in your home to do exercise. So guys, don't give up. We are going to do well after that. You need to continue, because when the quarantine ends, we need to start again. So if you do exercise at home, you can start with an intermediate level. So it's very important to be very responsible. Yeah, this is my ideas, and thank you everybody to give me the opportunity to share a little part of my life.
Actually,
Thank you.
that reminds me, because thank you so much. That reminds me because what FISU has been trying to do is a fit at home campaign, where each and every single morning you literally will be doing those exercises and still keeping in touch with the rest of the world by actually sharing that and using the hashtag fit at home. Now let's cross over to Binta Aluyelata, who is in Niger. Binta, one of the basic things that should agree with me on is that as a generation that we are experiencing COVID-19 currently, we have a responsibility to be able to take lessons from the current situation and pass it on to other generations. So if you were to pass on lessons to the next generations, what will those lessons be taking out from the current situation that we find ourselves in as the world?
Okay, thank you, Shoni, and thank you for all of us to give us the chance to communicate our lives here, how it's going on. For the lesson, I can say that really we have to, for the next generation, future generation, we have to be prepared because this kind of situation can happen every time, and we can't really as we are surprised this year, and we can prepare more the future. So the lesson, which I can say, the first is to share information, right information through the media, social media, not fake news like other things. It's really important to share good news about what happened in the world, really. And also for our healthy system, we need to invest more in our health system and develop them for more being prepared. And also, what I can share is that we need to be really stronger. We have to have a strong mind to face any situations. So for the next generation, I think that all these will help us to be really strong and continue together. And also, what I can add is that we have to really respect what our government is establishing about the prevention and all of that things. Because right now it doesn't exist treatment or something like that. We have just preventions. So for the next generation, future generations, as a person who really is living in that situation, I can say that we need to obey to the norms, and it will be good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just to take it to the comment session right now. Oh, great. Sorry about that. I was actually increasing the, the time limit for us. It was going to cut us off.
Okay.
So just to go through the comments before we continue with the rest of us. So we have people from various countries. An example is Victor Makubele, a Sheikh specialist for South Africa. What's everyone's view on the dietary supplements such as vitamin D and C in order to create a COVID-19 resistance, including the use of multivitamins and particularly sun rays exposure? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We are students in different faculties, but under COVID-19, one thing that we know for sure and one thing that we can't deny is that based on the spread of the virus and based on how COVID-19 has been reported by people who are specialists in the field, we'd rather take our time and attention and focus it on the World Health Organization to give us those nitty-gritties that we need in order to can then make assumption on to live by. So we do not want to give people an understanding that they can use vitamin C's and D's and say that will be good. That would be a serious mishap from our side. So what we can say is, please keep in tune with the various news that you're finding from credible organizations such as the World Health Organization. Listen to your governments, the speeches that they are giving out. They do have that information in them, and also make it a point that the sites that or the information that you're getting is not fake news. So we can't really go into which vitamins works and which doesn't. That would be a serious conspiracy theory that we cannot get ourselves into. We'll continue again taking more of the questions that you leave. Please just leave them again on the comment section. Let's go to Ghana. So Mohammed Halin is the General Secretary of the SRC, the Student Representative Council in his country, that is in Ghana. He is in the University of the Cape Coast. One of the machineries that drives university are the SRC, or the student representative bodies. So Mohammed Halim, what priority areas is the SRC focusing on? What priority areas would you like the SRC to focus on during COVID-19 and post-COVID-19? What changes should we expect to see within different campuses of higher learning? Mohammed? Did I lose Mohammed? Okay, let's do it this way. We'll move on to another speaker. And as we move on to another speaker, then as we continue, we'll come back and we'll take Mohammed again, just so that we continue with that question being asked. Okay, let's take it to Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei, Kara, tell me, when people are saying that since different countries are on lockdown, that subsequently means that even the education system itself is in lockdown. Noting the lessons from the current occurrences, what approach would you like the education system to take in future? So if we were to go through a similar situation somewhere in future, what would you want us to actually learn from this and create our education system to become?
You mean what kind of education?
The education system. For instance, let's give actually a different scenario. There are countries right now that are completely not participating in the education system. So learning is not happening at all. Because, for instance, there are no enough Wi-Fi's for the students, there's no enough data, there's no system, IT system that were put in place to actually continue with learning online and so forth. So if we were to say, as a world, let's create an education system that is ready for such things as COVID-19, which education system or what kind of education system would you prefer that we have as a world?
I think the network is, I think if that country didn't have the network, it is very terrible for education. If the virus were outbreak and didn't control it, I think the network is very, very important for education. I think their country need to establish the network.
Okay.
Yeah.
The network right now is currently a bit bad. I'm not sure if you were able to capture her response, but what Yun Xiaoqing from Chinese Taipei is saying is that countries need to look at establishing various networks around their countries in order to empower the online or e-learning process to be able to transpire, so that should we ever have such issues, even in future, or something different that would cause us to be on a lockdown, then education will not come to a standstill. Back to the comment sections again, ladies and gentlemen. So Messi Lakisa, a dental surgeon intern from Uganda, says she has a question to the panelists, right? And her question says, with our hopes raised that this pandemic will come to an end, what are the expectations for the next FVLA 2020? Any takers? Binta, please take this one for me. Please take this one. What are the expectations that you have for the FVLA 2020?
Okay, so what I can say is we need to be more active, not because of the COVID. We need to be more active to, can I say, like to participate and lead the can I say, oh, sorry, I'm lost of words. So for the next FLVA participant, I can say that we need to be active and doing things like it's normally used to be happening. Not we have to be courageous.
Okay, thank you so much. Wainana from Kenya is a hockey team within her university. So Wainana, my understanding is, as a hockey team manager, part of your responsibilities are actually putting together competition schedules, practice schedules, and all other different schedules that you need to put in just to keep the routine of training and to keep your hockey safe. So in this case, how is the hockey schedule affected, and what are the mitigations plans that you have post the COVID-19?
Thank you, Shoni, for this question. I actually think that the sports fraternity has been very affected, massively affected by this COVID-19. And our hockey schedules are not set apart from the effects. So with the government directives and lockdown, it means teams can no longer practice, and it means our team members are struggling to keep their physical fitness high. So our mitigation plans is we have sent out exercise workouts for our players to make sure that they still exercise at home and maintain their physical fitness. We also have tried to suggest various workouts that they can also do, like skipping ropes, riding bikes. We actually hope that they're doing this because once we're back to normal, we'll need them at their best, because it means once we're back to normal, we'll have to go back to the leagues we had postponed. We'll have to go back to the university leagues that we have rescheduled. So this means they have to be at their best. So they have to make sure they keep exercising at home. And yeah, we have also sent out diet options. We do not want our players eating so much because they're on holiday. We need them to still maintain the portions they always have all through. Meanwhile, we still understand that there are some students who do not have access to facilities that they'd have when they were in school. So we've tried to also ensure we have online exercise workouts between once or twice a week to ensure that all students participate in the exercises we send them. Yes.
The communication between you and the team players in the sport. When you are in a university setting or are able to interact with them directly, in this case, how is that feedback given between you and them as like a day-to-day step schedule on what to do?
Please come again.
I'm saying
I can't really hear you. The network is a bit.
Normally when you have when you are in a university setting, you're able to contact and speak with your basis and directly. In this case, because you are apart, the feedback session going on between you and
yes. Yes, we have feedback sessions to ensure all of our players are doing exactly what we've sent out, because we do not want to have players that will be left behind once we're back to normal. So we have Zoom meetings every Mondays and Wednesdays where we give feedback. Every player tells us what they've done, and we also have them send videos of their workouts.
Great stuff. So we managed to, thank you so much for that one, Nina. We managed to bring back Mohammed. So the question that was pending for was, as an SRC Secretary General for your university, representing the student body and the student voice, what are the priority areas for the Student Representative Council that they should focus on post-COVID-19? So basically, what changes must we expect from the Student Representative Councils in your university? Mohammed?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. The Student Representative Council is actually the piece of students. We are being voted by students to come on power. So we serve as the mouthpiece of students. So definitely, we are concerned with the smooth running of academic activities and other extracurricular activities for students. So that is our main motive as at now. And then we also sensitize students on COVID-19 and then the precautionary measures for that. Yeah, that is the two main things that we actually focusing on. And then, as you know, concerning the changes we expect from the campuses, the changes we are expecting from campuses, I think we would like we think all campuses should adapt to the e-learning system, because currently we are all facing problems in our e-learning, because it is now an emergency way of we students learning. And then most of us are having difficulties in that. Yeah, so that is what I think should be done. And then that is what I think other schools and other campuses should also adapt to. Yeah, because on the 19th April, the president, I think that was the 7th time our national president was addressing us on this COVID-19. Yeah, that was on Sunday. And then he stated some weeks before, he stated that we're going on a partial lockdown in the two main big cities in our country. And then on this 19th, we have raised about 1,154 COVID-19 cases, confirmed cases. And then he again said on the 19th that he has lifted the ban of the lockdown, meaning, but then we cannot, but then we should go according to the precautionary measures of WHO and then of the World Health Organization and other, and the COVID-19 as well. So that is what we are currently, but schools are closed down and other workplaces and no social gathering, funeral and parties and clubs, and then maybe other gatherings that will bring contacts to people are all shut down.
Thank you so much. It's always a refresher to actually have it from the student leadership side. We are unfortunately out of time, so what we're going to do from now on, each and every single speaker, please stick to at least 30 seconds to 45 seconds in your responses as we prepare ourselves to close. In the comment section, there are various of you. I see Algeria represented by Rayane Herfal. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Camila Romero from Peru is here as well. Nigeria, we have Adibayo Alatunde. So the follow-up question for you, Wainaina. Anzani R from South Africa is asking, how do you then discipline amongst the hockey players that are at home in terms of them abiding to the different rules or measures that the country had said, or that you should put down for them to exercise? 30 seconds, my dear.
So we have also decided that since we're not sure everyone is going to participate, we will have them take videos, record themselves doing the exercises, and then send them to our WhatsApp group every evening. So that will ensure that they all do them, and we are accountable for every player.
Awesome stuff. Philippus from Namibia. Hi, I am Munna.
Yes, Shoni.
From Somalia. So basically what we're trying to bring here, it's open up a discussion amongst university students as a way of fostering the different perspectives that are there. And we are lucky enough to can actually open it across the world, across all 5 different continents, all 8 rather, different continents. So we truly appreciate you for being here right now. One of the questions is, what views do they have on how mental health is going to affect students going back to school? Sports or physical activity assist with mental health, but for the countries under lockdown, this makes it difficult for students to remain active and repel effective effect on the academic performance. Actually, that question of yours, who asked this? Let me just make sure who asked this. Because this question reminds me that within campuses we have health clinics, right? Health centers or clinics. One of the questions that might arise, especially to the Student Representative Council, is what are you doing to make it a point that the health clinics in your campuses have participated actively in fostering the measures that have been prescribed to us by both government and the World Health Organization and other clinicians within the health sectors? Mohammed, would you want to take that for us, please? What collaborations do you have with the clinic health within your campus? Mohammed, did I lose just again? Okay, just a second. Mohammed, come through. Okay, technical problems again. One speaker who can take that from me.
Okay, you know, currently.
Shoni,
yes. Mohammed, I'm losing you for a moment. Please try speaking again. Let's hear. If you can't, then let's see. Try again. Yes. Okay. Technical.
Shoni, I think I can also take the question.
Yes, please.
In my campus as a student council, what we decided to do is we will have a medical week. This was supposed to sensitize our students on what COVID-19 is, what they're supposed to do, like wash their hands and social distancing and everything. And we also ensured that the school provided a platform for the nurses and the students to talk and let them know how to work and deal with COVID-19 if at all they are affected. But right now, our school is not in session, so they still have online. You can give phone calls. They are on a hotline number where all students can access them and still talk to them if anything happens in any case. Yeah.
Thank you so much. The universities that have not established those, we establish those just to keep our students abreast with all the information that are coming. I think earlier on when we checked just before we started this, our numbers across the entire world, we're sitting at over 2 billion cases. That is, let me just make sure that I have the correct numbers. 2,670,963 cases of corona confirmed across the entire world. And that is a lot. So it will take all of us, including us as students, to actually foster that we fight against this as a collective. So we basically took a recording for this. We'll be circulating this on our official ambassador Instagram account and all other platforms of FISU, just so that you can be able to go through these discussions and we can develop them further and share them beyond just the Zoom platform and take them further to all those who were not able to come through here. Just going towards the closing, let me allow the panelists to just say a few words as a way of bidding you well during this time and saying thank you. Let's take it, let's start with Ghana. Mohammed, do I have you this time? Okay. Mohammed, go ahead.
Yes, can you come again?
Yes.
I was facing some technical problem with my. So please come again.
Okay, I'm still having difficulties with Mohammed's line at that point, but just to say again, he's from Ghana and he is part of the Student Representative Council. Let's move on to Niger. Binta.
Yes, Shoni. Can you repeat? I didn't hear you. The network here is not working.
Given the situation that we find ourselves in as the world, the globe, what are your parting words before we actually get to say goodbye to our audiences tonight?
Before to say goodbye, I just tell something for our friends, and it's to be more strong, to have strong mind and to be really positive, because this situation is really difficult, and really I hope we're going to see each other in Kansas City next September. Thank you very much.
Yang Chiu Chung from Chinese Taipei, Kiara, come through for us.
Hi. I'm Yun Cha Chong from Chinese Taipei, and I think everyone don't be upset and need to have more confidence to fight for the virus, because I think we can conquer the virus. We can control the virus and make sure you're social distance and wear the mask to go outside. I think it's very important to wear the mask, even if your country didn't have the medical masks, and you can try to make some handmade masks for protect. I'm really excited to see everyone in Kazan. Yeah.
Yeah, the president, I think it was two days ago, if not mistaken, on Tuesday or Wednesday, was giving a line of march to South Africa, for instance. And one of the things that he called out for was that the youngsters and the business people and all those who have startups, the university students, for instance, must be willing at this time to actually come up and say, we do understand that countries do not have enough masks, but here we are willing to sew up something that can actually act as a mask and be able to distribute that. I think that's how proactive we need to come up, we need to become as students. You know, students that are studying within your sciences, your different faculties that you're in. If you are able to produce a sanitizer, for instance, why can't it be a student who actually produced that and they are still at school? Because part of our responsibilities as students is actually being proactive in responding to the different things that we find ourselves in, responding to the challenges that we have within our world. Taking it through to Somalia, any parting words?
Thank you. Before I call the day, I want to add something on the e-learning and the COVID-19. For the past few months, schools and universities across the world announced that they are moving to online classes. This transition to online education in the corona crisis situation resulted the effectiveness and to be active in adoption of online tools and methods. I hear some people say, before coronavirus, I didn't know I would be online and listen lecturing through online. So coronavirus teach us something very nice, which is to be united and to be online to be active through online. So I think This adoption of online learning is great contribution to the education system, and an institution gives insights how they use effective online and distance learning to distribute the knowledge around the world. Some universities will offer distance learning more than ever, I think, after coronavirus. Coronavirus is a huge wake-up call for all of us. Let's be unite and help each other during this time, no more than ever. I am sending safe wishes to everyone to stay safe and healthy during this crazy time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Until we meet again, Dennis Lozada from Ecuador, our 5-time swimming champion, come through. What do you have to say? Dennis, oh, sorry. Let me try to get your sound up. Yeah. Dennis? Yeah, perfect.
Okay, now I hear you. Can you repeat me the question, please?
As a way of saying goodbye to everyone that has came through, what are some of the major issues that you'd want to say to them as a way of saying goodbye?
Yeah, okay. When you are an athlete, you know about the big effort that you can do every day. So, for example, in this moment, it's very hard for everyone. And don't care if you are an athlete or not, you have to be strong in this moment and don't give up. Whatever whatever the work that you have, you need to be very responsible about yourself. For example, if you are an athlete, you need to continue with your fitness routine. Don't give up and continue in communication with the people that you want to learn more. For example, in this moment we are in a conference, and I can know more about the reality about the other people. So I learn a lot, and I think that to be an athlete is very hard, and the situation is very hard too. So you need to learn more about the situation, on how to face it and be a model to the other people, to take care about you and your family and the healthy. So that is all. You need to continue working very hard and don't give up, because it's very easy to feel sad, but you need to be motivated and work in motivation every time. So I think that the most important thing now is the motivation. Whatever the work that you work, you need to be motivated every moment.
Thank you so much, Dennis. There's one of the questions that I'd actually want Aina to actually tackle before you actually get to say goodbye. The question just came in, and it says, it's from Tobani Zikani, who says, in a case of lockdown left and face-to-face learning, as student leadership, what ideal academic recovery period without contact sporting activity would you recommend for students to catch up with their studies? Nina, were you able to get the question?
Yeah, you need to continue study, because no matter if you don't assist to the university, you need to continue with the studies because you have time. So you need to your personal building. You need to continue studying. You have time, so you can learn more about the situation, about more of the healthy and how to prevent that. So you need to be very disciplined and be more responsible about your education and the education of everyone. So this is all that I want to do. You need to be very responsible and very disciplined in your education, and you need to be adapted to this situation with the things that you have. If you don't have the possibility to go to classes, for example, you have the internet in which you can look for information. But the most important thing is be adapted to this situation or the other situation that we have.
Okay. Wainina, thank you so much, Dennis.
Yes.
Come through.
So I'd just like to acknowledge that in these times, we agree that the academic and sports schedules have completely changed. So I just urge people to accept change and adapt. For people, you have to be each other's. Kindly stay at home, save lives. You need to also, if you have to leave your house, please just use the mask because it protects you and also protects the other. So basically, I think that's it from
Thank you
me.
so much. Thank you a lot to our panelists. We truly
Thank you for everyone who joined us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving
Thank
us
you.
your time.
thank you to
Stay
everyone.
safe at home and take care.
Okay. To everyone that just came in from every single country that
Thank you as well.
please do know that we are super grateful for you coming through. The questions that you throw in the comments, the different views that you have, even though we might not have interacted one-on-one with all of you, we truly appreciate this. And I think to the FISU ambassador, we actually want to thank them for giving us this opportunity. This is actually the first live webinar that we've hosted as the FISU Volunteer Leaders Academy, and would like many of this to come through as and when times goes, as and when situation comes in. We would like to be part of a proactive student generation that is able to speak to the different issues that are within their different countries and the world, and to proactively bring in different solutions and shape the academic world, shape the sports world together. So from us, please stay safe. You adhere to the guidelines that are being passed out by the World Health Organization, adhere to the guidelines passed out by your governments, by the different physicians and the medical or health practitioners that are surrounding you. And from all of us to all of you, thank you so much. Take care. Enjoy the night or the day wherever you are. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Bye.